Yo, what is going on, everybody? It's Conventicle bringing you guys another 2007 old school RuneScape video. And before I get into the main topic of this video, let's just get into some account updates. So as you can see on the screen in this screenshot, I got yet another Sarah Sword. This makes my 11th, and I haven't gotten one hilt or one armadillo crossbow, and this was about a week ago. We were talking about how bullshit this trip was because we were going like 2 to 3 hours dry, and every kill we would talk and complain, and then my friend Ziliana's boyfriend said maybe if we don't say anything this kill, then we might get a drop. And then we got a fucking Sarah Sword. So that was pretty hilarious and lucky, but not too much because it was only Sarah Sword, and those things are crashing bad right now. So then I decided to go King Black Dragon because it was my Slayer task, and also I hadn't killed King Black Dragon at all in 07 RuneScape. So I go there, first kill, I get a DMed drop. And I don't know what's up with me and getting dragon drops on my first kills of like Iron Dragons, Steel Dragons, and King Black Dragons. I don't know why I can't get this luck at Sarah Garwar's dungeon and sometimes Bandos, but I guess that's just how it is. Then I go back after getting 3 kills, and my first kill I come back, I get another DMed. Could have been something like a Visage because that's probably, I don't know. I heard DMeds aren't that rare though, and they're also not worth that much, but still that's surprising for me to get. So then the other day, last night, I was going Sarah again for about 8 hours. I did 2 trips. This is my second trip right here, and I'm going up till like 2 AM, and eventually we finally got another Sarah Sword, and I was dry 15 out of 22 trips, and that was my 23rd trip right there, so I was getting really sick and tired of that bullshit. But that makes 12 Sarah Swords and nothing else at Sarah Dome and Garwar's dungeon. I spent probably a total of like 80 hours there, and I really don't know what is the problem with my luck. But anyways, let's get into the topic of the video. I've stalled enough. So recently there's been a good amount of talk about how old school RuneScape might eventually die, but at the moment we have 18,000 players online, which is actually pretty good for the old school standards. I heard about a couple months ago or whatever we were at 14,000, which isn't good. But let's not try to ignore the inevitable, which is eventually this game is going to die, and I'm going to tell you why. Anybody who joins this game is joining it because they used to play it back in the day and they want that nostalgia feeling. And usually, for the most part, they've been staying because this game has been having a lot of good updates. But for those people who have never even heard of this game, nobody's gonna come across old school RuneScape and say, oh, only $5 for a subscription to a game that I have no idea about, so I'm just gonna go and buy this, why not? Like, that doesn't happen. Plus, how are people even gonna find out about this game? Only people who have played this game before or are joining the in-game now, the main game right now, are the people who are going to be joining this game. So I think that at least one of these 3 things needs to happen in order for this game to be able to stay alive and get new players. The first thing is to add free-to-play worlds that are actually free-to-play. A lot of people on YouTube who are uploading old school RuneScape content have also talked about this subject, and maybe you can check those videos out if you want to get more in depth with it, but I'm just going to slightly cover it here. Basically, nobody who really joined this game instantly bought a membership. They found out from this game because they started playing it free to play, and then they turned into members because they figured out all the cool things that you can have while being a member. The next thing they need to do is have advertisements for this game. The only way somebody's gonna find out about this game who has never played it before at the moment is from hearing from a friend who plays it. So I think what they need to do is go on YouTube and add some advertisements on there, or just any other website that is like popular, in order to get this game some new players. The last thing, which isn't really too important I feel, but is going to be necessary for those people who will find the game appealing in advertisements, would be better graphics. I personally don't even want this, but let's think about the new players who would be coming into the game. I don't think any of you old school veterans would like it either, but if they didn't add graphics that were like RuneScape 3, which I think personally are really ugly, and what they did was enhance like the color detail and all of that sort of stuff, I would personally be fine with it. I don't like how the new armor looks. I think it's ugly as shit, but if they added a little more detail to the armor and stuff like that and kept it still basic, kind of like Minecraft. Like Minecraft does have good graphics, but it's very basic, if you know what I mean. I can't think of the words to describe it, but if they did something like that, then that would probably be more appealing in the advertisements for those new players. And the last thing, actually, I didn't really think of this earlier, but one thing that they do need to do is have more developers for the game. I've talked about the Grand Exchange in a previous video, and I agree with a lot of people that in order for them to make important updates like that, they would need more developers, and even then it might not be possible to add something like the Grand Exchange. I know there are varied opinions about adding the Grand Exchange, but for adding any new updates that are really that big, we're going to need more developers. Some people might say that it's going to be hard for them to find graphical designers or whatever for this game, but at this day and age, with this kind of graphics that they have in this game, how hard is it going to be to even find like an amateur graphics designer for this game? So I don't really understand that too much, but I guess I can see where they're coming from. Anyways, that's pretty much all I have for the suggestions on how this game could be more popular, and it's gonna need to keep growing if we want to keep the economy good, because people just keep leveling up fast and stuff like that. So prices of a lot of important items, like I discussed in my Grand Exchange video, are going down, and that is not good for the economy, and eventually this game might just die out. So those are what I think should be added to this game to help it stay alive. Anyways, tell me what you guys think about it in the comments section below if you have anything to say. If you enjoyed this video, then please give a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys later in my next video if you're subscribed. Peace.